Hey everybody, please bear with me. It's really warm today. Hopefully you can hear the audio over the fans I got going. It's over 100 degrees here today, but that's we've been talking about the people we're around, the company we keep, and again, all these are going to build on each other. But today we're going to shift gears a little bit. I want to talk to you about sin, deadly sins. Almost everybody knows, the seven deadly sins: pride, greed, lust, envy, gluttony, wrath, and sloth. Right? And whereas these are sins and they are deadly to the physical body. When you get into Scripture, it's not so concerned with the physical body. There is some concern, but it's not so concerned with the physical body as it is the spirit. Right? So I always say those seven deadly sins are kind of a misdirection. If you want to know, those are our standard sins of the flesh. It doesn't, take away from the fact that we should be staying away from them. But that's the kind of sins that Jesus came to forgive, is sins of the flesh, sins that we, have trouble controlling as humans. I want to share with you comes from Proverbs chapter 6, verses 16 to 19. And these are what I call the real seven deadly sins, because these are sins of the spirit, sins that leave a taint on you. There are seven things that the Lord hates and cannot tolerate: a proud look, a lying tongue, hands that kill innocent people, a mind that thinks up wicked plans, feet that hurry off to do evil, a witness who tells one lie after another, and a man who stirs up trouble among friends. Those are character flaws. Well, they're all character flaws, but those are more severe character flaws. And we see that rampantly in the world today. Look at the division around us. They try to find every possible way they can to get us divided. And that in itself should be a warning sign. These systems that orchestrate that kind of tells you what they're from, because it ain't from God. And if it ain't from God, there's only one other choice: not of God. We'll put it that way. Life really is simple. And I always make the difference. There's a difference between easy and simple. Easy means it doesn't require physical effort. Simple means it doesn't require a lot of mindful or thoughtful effort. Right? Everything we need to know is right here. Once we know it, we don't have to think about it. I mean, you have to think about it to get to know it. But once you do, you can work on autopilot. You know what's right and what's wrong. Again, it builds your discernment. You can tell what is from God and what is not from God. But the only way to know that is to get into your word, to know it. I say all the time, even the devil can quote Scripture. He's counting on the fact that you can't. That's always been the game since the beginning with Adam and Eve. It's deception. It's to turn your mind away from God and towards something that you want selfishly. That's it in a nutshell. That's how it works. Sin is disobedience. It's doing things you're told not to do and not doing things you are told to do. That's what sin is. It's disobedience. And again, I was talking yesterday about that word obedience. If you don't like, that means that you don't trust God. If you don't trust, you don't love. And that may be harsh for some people to hear, but again, I'm not here to coddle. I'm here to speak truth. And that gives you, something to think about. If you truly love God, it does not make you flawless. It does not mean you will not sin. We all sin. We cannot help it, right? That's not what I'm saying. A friend of mine used to have a great saying. He said, being a Christian doesn't make me sinless. It makes me sin less. because you're more aware of what's going on around you and how to identify what's right and wrong. So, that little tidbit given, keep that in mind. Meanwhile, take care of yourself, try and help take care of each other. I'll see you in the next one.